Alright, so this is a thought experiment. I'm trying to see if I read any one phrase from the Ashtavakra Gita and I can continuously talk about it for about 5 minutes. Janaka said, I am infinite space. The universe is a jar. This I know. No need to renounce, accept, or destroy. Let's break it down and then read. Janaka said, this one single sentence itself I can use to explain non-duality here. I've heard Krishnamurti suggesting not to use these jargons called non-duality. So let's try to refrain from them. But that is so apt. It describes the entire process of realization of the illusion of self in just one small word, non-duality. There are no two. That's all. Here, the first line says, Janaka said. Janaka is a name that is given to a particular body. First of all, there is no body. We have just identified a boundary and decided, let's call this thing made up of these boundaries as Janaka. It's a consensus. There is no actual boundary. There is no actual difference or a separation between one individual body and the rest of the universe. But just for convenience, if I want to say that let's put a shirt on that thing, it'll be easier if I just name that thing, right? So that way, Janaka was a name given to one body. One body is a name given to a particular form. A form is a name given to something which is covered by boundaries. Boundary is a word whose name is given to say that there is a difference of color or a difference of texture or a difference of shape in between these two coordinates. Coordinate is a name given to address a particular point in space. Now, space is a name given. Okay, I'm just kidding. This can go on and on and on and on for forever. Because the entirety of thought is coming from naming conventions. It's just a convention. It's just for transactional purposes. Let's go to the next one. 6.1. Okay, that's bullshit. I won't speak on that. I am infinite space. I am infinite space. Meaning I'm not finite. Finite would be boundaries. Boundaries is drawn by memory and thought. So in that way, I have no bounds. I am free. I am infinite. Space. Space is generally a nice comparison you can draw with the eternal soul, the spotless witness consciousness. Because space is something which is everywhere, in our experience at least. I don't know if this sentence is 100% scientifically accurate. But space is the most simple example for the unbound, infinite witness consciousness. Because if you take any other Panchabhuta, I don't know what's the word for Panchabhuta in English. Like if we take another element like land is limited. I can point to the sky and say there's no land there. And if you take water, I can point to the land and say there's no water here. Or I can just point to Rajasthan. But space, you can't point anywhere and say there's no space, because if you're pointing, that means there is space. So space is the most apt comparison to infinite consciousness. Then the next line says the universe is a jar. The universe is a jar. Jar means which has boundaries, which has a shape. He's saying the universe is a jar because here the word universe is used in the context that I am the witness consciousness and whatever I am seeing is the universe. Whatever I am seeing is substance, which could be signals from each of our 5 senses or thoughts, basically memory. So all these things, he's comparing that to a jar which has boundaries, which has a particular shape, color, form. Janaka is saying this I know, meaning he has understood the difference between I and the universe, the subject and the object. No need to renounce, accept or destroy. He's saying there is no need to renounce, accept or destroy. See, the word need comes. The word need is always used with reference to some or the other kind of a goal. There's a need to achieve this goal. No need. No need for what? I don't agree with this sentence that much. He's saying there is no need to renounce, accept, or destroy. I can look at it this way, that I am the witness consciousness, I'm separate from this universe. Whatever happens in the universe does not matter to me. The universe, of course, includes this body, given for transactional purposes. This body with this mind also, these thoughts also. Whatever happens to this entire thing changes nothing in me because I am untouched, spotless, separate witness consciousness. So there is no need to renounce it, there is no need to accept it, there is no need to destroy it.